I went up in the mountains of Virginia and got a huge box of yellow summer squash. And I was bound and determined that I was going to can this and put some away for the winter. And there's been a lot of controversy about canning summer squash, but I did go on to livestrong.com and find an article on canning summer squash. And it does say that in your pressure canner, you can can it for 90 minutes for quarts, 75 minutes for pints. Well, I was doing all quarts, and I've got my canning and pickling salt ready. My jars have all been washed. There's my funnel. I am filling up my jars to within an inch head space of the jars, and then I fill them up with hot water and take my little tool and get all of the air bubbles out. And there was right many air bubbles. And I use a teaspoon of salt in each squash. Then I rub around the rim of the jar to make sure that there's nothing on there, so that I'll have a good seal when I do pressure can these. Alright, then I take off my hot lids and rings, and using the one hand I put this on there on the jar, and I screw it in. I screw it in till it gets starting, it'll stop, and then I screw it in a little bit tighter, thanks to I'm Still Working, who showed us to do this. And here they are in my pressure canner, where I'm going to can them for 90 minutes. And there is my pressure canner. It's building up steam. You can't see it, but I did let the steam, once it starts doing that, you let it go for 10 minutes, and then you put your pressure regulator on there, which is the little thing on the left, and then you get your gauge up to what it is for your area. My area is 11 pounds of pressure, and once I get it up to 11 pounds of pressure, then I make sure that I set my timer for 90 minutes, and I go for 90 minutes on the pressure canner, making sure that you watch the dial continuously. And here's my jars after I took them out and turned them over after they were pressure canned, and I did have some left that I fried with a stick of butter and 2 onions, and I took part of that, and we ate on that for the next 3 days. But also I had made another bowl of it, and I made 2 quarts to freeze. And here it is. I've got the quart bags inside a jar, because it's easier to start it that way, and then I just pull it out. And there's what I have, the 7 jars of squash and 2 quart bags of to go in the freezer, and then the bowl of squash. And the bowl of squash, of course, was the best. And you know that when your squash comes out of the pressure canner, and to always check, make sure they've sealed, and then you clean your once they've sealed, you let them go for 24 hours. Then you take your rings off, wash them in the sink, and write on it what it is and the date you canned it. And there it is. I'm really proud. You can see the bubbles after it's come out of the pressure canner. And there's all my squash. I think I ended up with 14 jars of summer squash. And thank you for watching this, and please rate and